Welcome to Getting Started with the Receipt Bank and Right Networks integration. Today, I will be walking you through how you can get the Receipt Bank integration set up so that you can publish to your QuickBooks Desktop file through Right Networks. I'll show you how you can publish items to your QuickBooks file as a bill, as a credit card charge, or as a check or debit card payment. I'll show you where you can find additional resources to help you while you're getting the integration set up. These are some things that you'll want to make sure you have set up before moving forward. The first is that you'll need to have the Business Cloud or Application Cloud package in Right Networks in order to access the integration. You'll also need to download the Receipt Bank Sync Manager, which I'll show you how to do shortly. You'll need to have admin access to the QuickBooks file you'd like to integrate with, and you'll need to be in single user mode in that QuickBooks file. So be sure that no one else needs to access the QuickBooks file while you're getting it set up. Now let's see how we'll actually get this all going. You're going to start by logging in to receiptbank.com. You'll also want to make sure, as I mentioned, that you download the Receipt Bank Sync Manager. You can do so in Right Networks by going to the applications that you can install. You'll find Receipt Bank, and then click Install App. Once you do so, it's going to show up as an icon on your desktop. Mine looks like this. And then you're going to go ahead and open that up. It's going to look like this when it's open. Again, this is the Sync Manager. And then I'm going to go on a browser to receiptbank.com so that I can then navigate to the client file that I'd like to integrate with. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. I'm then going to scroll down to the bottom to where it says Connections. I'm then going to select Choose Software and Right Networks. These are the steps that you'll want to make sure that you follow before moving forward. Again, the first is to make sure that you have the Sync Manager downloaded and up and running on your desktop. You'll want to make sure that you have your desired QuickBooks file open as well. And I have it in admin and single user mode. So be sure that you have that done and make sure that there are no other QuickBooks files open on your desktop. Once you've completed all of those steps, go ahead and check them off and click Next. So this is a message that you likely will not see when you're integrating for the first time. The only reason that I'm seeing this is because I have previously integrated another QuickBooks file. So I'm going to say connect to a new computer and click continue. This is what you should have seen just then. Go ahead and copy this token and then you're going to paste it into your Sync Manager. You'll then click Save and it'll say connected. Now that it says connected, we're going to move back to Receipt Bank and we're going to click continue. Right now, I should be seeing a pop-up in my desktop file that looks like this. I'm then going to select on here, yes, always allow access, even when QuickBooks is not running. This is going to allow us to sync the data from Receipt Bank over to desktop. Go ahead and click yes and continue. Then you're going to select Done. This is then going to complete in just a moment. And you'll go ahead and click Finish. Now that we've integrated your account, let's take a look at some of the default settings. Right here, this dropdown says that our default Publish to destination for cost is currently Bill. You may want to change this depending on the types of items that you anticipate your clients submitting most often. Again, remember this is a default, so you can change it on a one-off basis. But for now, I'm going to change mine to credit card charge because I'm going to be submitting more paid credit card expenses than I am bills. Go ahead and select that. This is going to warn me when I'm creating new suppliers in my desktop file, so this will prevent any duplicates from getting created. The next step to ensuring that you're all set up is to go over to your List section in Receipt Bank to see if these have loaded yet. I'm going to start with my Suppliers tab. I can go ahead and click Reload. That's going to prompt a sync from my desktop file. I'm then going to go through the rest of my lists here, just for time's sake, I'll go ahead and just check on categories. Go ahead and click Reload All List. This is important because the main list that I want us to reload right now is actually our payment methods list. Because payment methods are very important to making sure that your data gets published over correctly. So you'll see here that we have some different fields than you're used to if you've integrated with QuickBooks Online. It's important that you select this payment method section with what is already in your QuickBooks Desktop file. So what I mean by that is if you have this credit card set up in your desktop file and it shows as credit card, you need to make sure that it's selected as credit card as opposed to check. Or if you had it set up as check, that's what you would need to select here. So I'm going to go ahead and select credit card again. I'm then going to make sure that I'm connected to the account that I want to publish to. And I'm going to make sure that this gets published over as a credit card charge. For this one, if I wanted to publish something as a check charge, I would come here and I would again make sure that this is selected, that it's going to the bank account that I want it to publish to. And again, I'm going to keep it with check here instead of credit card. Now let's go up to the top here under costs to review our items before publishing. We can see here that we need to do a few things before we go ahead and publish it over. So I'm going to go ahead and review my item. It looks like it wants me to complete the category field. So I'll go ahead and select something here. And then going to scroll down and make sure everything looks good to go on my payment method. We'll see that it's connected here. It's selected. It's going over as a credit card charge. It is a paid expense. Now let's go ahead and try to publish that over. We can go back to the inbox to see if it's currently processing. It says that it's publishing. Remember that it may take a little bit longer than you're used to with QuickBooks Online, just because it is publishing to desktop. So I can see here that it went away here, so I can check in my archive to see if it successfully published. It said that it did. So now I'm going to actually go over to my desktop file. We can see that here. I'm then going to go to my vendor register. So I'm then going to go to vendors, vendor center. I'm going to check on this one here. As you can see, it published over as a credit card charge. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up to show you exactly how it comes over. So you'll see here that I have the supplier up here. I have the category, the total amount, and this is actually going to be the link for your source document. So what you're going to do is you're then going to copy this. And then if we open up our internet browser, we can then open a new tab, paste this here, and here we have the receipt. So instead of publishing an attachment, it's going to publish that link that you can then access the document through. So now that we published a credit card charge, let's go ahead and publish something as a check. So I'm going to go back to my to review section, and then I'm going to click on this. I'll need to categorize this. I'll come down to the bottom. I'm going to change this to check, and I'm going to say I want this to be a check or debit card charge, and then I'm going to go ahead and click publish. It's letting me know that I'm creating a new vendor here, which I'm fine with because I do not have that yet in my desktop file. So I'm going to go ahead and click proceed. This is now publishing, so I'm going to open back up my desktop file here. All right, so here's my new receipt here. So I'm going to go over here. It says it was published as a check. I'm now going to open this up. So we see here that it is functioning as a debit charge. I have my link here that I can again paste into a browser. So now you've seen it go over as a check or a credit card expense. You may wonder how you can access other resources once you need to get your account set up and integrated. You can do so by going to our Help Center. We have a lot of different articles to walk you through integrating with Right Networks. So you can go to the How to Integrate with Right Networks. You can go to How to Access the Sync Manager. So now that I've walked you through how to publish your items and how to find additional resources, you can always reach out to your account manager or partner success consultant if you have any additional questions. Thanks so much.